as entrepreneurs or even in a job, we are all trying to prove something, seek recognition, and that can lead to overperforming. That's exactly what we're talking about today. You're listening to Ariana Rollins, and this is Mindful Manifesting. Before we dive in, I would love to send you my 10-minute momentum reset, because who wants to waste time on things that aren't going to move us forward or aren't going to be fulfilling? Let's get you connected to what's right and move forward on it. You can get that at mindfulachiever.com, completely free. All right. So, as you probably have already figured out, often I share stories from my own personal life and self-growth and self-awareness about patterns that I see in myself. So I was exploring an experience, and I started to uncover why? What am I trying to get out of this situation? Why am I performing? And it was really interesting. And I want to share it with you because I think it's a little 4 or 5 questions you ask yourself, and it's going to give you insight. And most importantly, and it's my hope that it unplugs you from that unconscious pattern, because we all have them. Let's talk about where performing to an audience starts. I wish you were here right with me as I'm recording it, because I know I would see hands. Our parents, right? They cheer us on with our first step. They celebrate when we start swimming. We have an inbuilt audience. They love and adore us. Hopefully, most of the time, right? Decent parents, good parents do. So we are wired to be noticed. We're wired to seek recognition, to be seen. Let's add to that, if you're an entrepreneur, you are wired to be seen and seek that recognition, because what does that mean? More clients, more money, your revenue grows. We put that all over our websites. And now I'm learning about SEO because chat, AI, is now putting ads in. And so are you going to be found? Is your SEO up to date? It lasts only 2 years. That's actually not bad. I was happy to hear that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But there's all these things that we now have to perform at. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm done. Please, people, stop inventing things. Can I just get caught up and perform at the level that works for me? Because here's the thing, is if we keep adding more to our plate, that leads to, raise hand here, burnout. All right? So proving something, seeking recognition, trying to overperform in one way or another, it's because we're going to get something out of it. We're going to get hired. If you're employed, you're going to get that pay rise. So whether you're conscious of this pattern or not, it's quite likely activated in you. Now, if you're balanced, you might okay, let's put the brakes on here. I'm not being seen. I'm not being noticed. Is it worthwhile to continue with this? And if you're self-aware enough, you're going to pause. Okay. But let's go into this. Healing the overachiever in you. I loved that. That was a phrase that came to me. I was yes, I need that. So healing the overachiever in you starts with a simple question. Who are you performing for and why? Who are you performing for and why? Now, if you're self-employed, it could be for my clients. Okay, what's that look like? Is it the ads you're putting out there? Is it the YouTube videos? Is it the podcasts? And is it for another reason? Why? Well, of course you're going to say money. More clients, right? But who are you performing for and why? Just give it a moment to ask yourself, why? To be loved, to be liked, to be seen. That's often right under there. Because when you're loved, liked, and seen, that's a core desire for humans, core need. Let me say need, not just desire. The money's the desire. But it is a core need. Now, there also could be you're performing for a partner, your spouse, your partner, a best friend, or your parents, your father, your mother. Because when we perform well, we get attention. Who doesn't love attention? Even introverts like attention if it's from the right people. Extroverts love it. Okay. So, who are you performing for and why? Just sit with it for a moment. Now, I actually like this idea, is looking at different areas of your life. So if it's in your business, I will admit this one. So years ago, I don't know, about 4 years ago, I had a wonderful company who I had hired, kind of like my project management, wrapped up with copywriting and VA, and they were good. I loved working with them. Until I noticed something. I would have one of the team members who were assigned to me as the client. There were several that were assigned to me. It's a wonderful model to get really high-end consulting for small businesses. I don't know what they're doing now, but they were lovely. Well, I had one woman who really got me. She actually went through my highest potential program. She loved it. And she noticed a few typos on the slides. And she says, "Hey, Ariana, would you like me to go through them before you present on the next class?" I said, "Yeah." I was so grateful. She caught things. I improved my performance. That was interesting, right? I improved my performance. So she did that, and it just really upgraded the slides. And this was a year-long program. That was a lot of slides to go through, but she did it. Then I was finishing up my book, Mindful Achiever, actually, to be precise, Mindful Achiever. And she had a really good eye with making sure it was my words, my expression. And she offered to review it, give me feedback, and edit it. Over time, what I noticed is I was performing to her expectancy. And it blew up, my friends. It blew up. She was working so hard beyond the hours that the arrangement I had with the company would cover. And that was her nature. She was loving, highly service motivated. But she blew up at me. I had no idea. I didn't know she was overworking. So she was overperforming to me. And then there was a feedback loop because I was trying to please her with the writing. She would give me feedback, and if I ignored it, whoop, nope. Some people don't like that. They want you to follow their advice. So I had inadvertently given my power away to her. So looking at different scenarios, who are you performing for and why, can really help you see, are you coming from a place of inner alignment? This is for me, this is what I'm doing, or are you performing and seeking recognition? It's just good awareness. So the book I'm writing right now is all about taking your power back. I think you'll love it when it's finally finished. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Writing it and then getting it edited and all that stuff is the fun stuff. Okay, so who are you performing for and why? First question. Second question, is it their expectation or are you imposing it on yourself? Now, with that particular support person who used to work for me, I was at first putting it on myself, but then it became their expectation. So that's a tricky one. So is it their expectation or are you imposing it on yourself? I think that's a good question. With parents, sometimes we think that we'll get more love and recognition and we impose it on ourselves. They're not asking for that. So is it their expectation or are you imposing it on yourself? If it's their expectation, what can you do? Well, is it reasonable? Or do you want to be performing to yourself? I would hazard to guess you want to be performing to yourself. So communicating that it's their expectation and they're demanding, like, thank you so much, appreciate the feedback, I'll take it under advisement. Isn't that good language? I'll take it under advisement. Thank you so much. It's appreciating them, but you're not knee-jerk going to respond and do it. Okay, third question. Is it possible for you to win at that and be recognized? Is it possible for you to win in that dynamic? Now, some people in jobs, they might move the goalpost. Oh my gosh. I will share a story that came to mind that was so like, really? It was a company that I was working for, and it was a gig where I would coach their students. And loved it. It was nice. It was just something I did on the side. And I had a chat with one of the leadership, and we were prepping for the team's performance reviews. I did not know this, that what they were being graded on, the team, was the amount of commissions they were generating, the revenue they were generating. Now, these are coaches, guys. These are coaches, but they're being graded. Their merit-based pay rise was based on the number of reviews or upgrades, or that they were getting commissions, they were getting bonuses. The company was making money. So in that particular situation, was it possible for me to win at what I thought I was supposed to be doing? No. I was supposed to be supporting these particular coaches to be salespeople. Didn't know that. So looking at what your clients are looking for, what your boss is looking for, that's important. Is it possible for you to win in that scenario? And if you don't know the deal, if you don't know the arrangement, ask questions, because you want to be recognized. Recognized in the job, pay rise. Recognized in your business, revenue increase. So, who are you performing for and why? 2, is it their expectation or are you imposing it on yourself? 3, is it possible for you to win at that and please them or be recognized? 4, is there anything you're trying to prove by that overperforming? Is there anything you're trying to prove? Like, I'm better at SEO. I'm better than AI. I am better than, let's say, if you're working in a company, than that other employee over there or that other manager. Because where is that coming from? Quite likely ego. Are you trying to prove? Because that, when we talk about these self-inquiry questions for healing, the overprover in yourself, you might be wasting your time. Because stay in your lane. Stay on your side of the tennis court. Because otherwise you're running back and forth across and you're playing a game against yourself. You cannot win. Going back to question 3. Okay, question number 5. This is a subtle one, okay? Bear with me here. Bear with me. What discomfort or punishment are you trying to avoid? So if we are overperforming, we're overproving, we're the overachiever, what discomfort or punishment are you trying to avoid? Well, it could be rejection. It could be failure. This is where, in my line of work, I would say this is where it is blocker heaven. You'll be able to identify those unconscious patterns that have been running the show, dragging you to the ground, exhausting you. Because when you find out the discomfort or punishment you're trying to avoid, you're going to uncover the patterns. That's a good one. Okay. I guess there's 6 questions. This one comes from my work on true self-alignment, which I teach in the Highest Potential program. This is question. What do I need to do or say to restore alignment back to my true self? Now, this is taking action from the insights that you've gained from the previous questions. So it could be communicate boundaries to a friend. It could be getting clarity with a team member that you're working with, or getting clarity around if you're employed. What's the role? What are they looking for these merit-based pay rises? Do you think that's good to know? I would say most of us operate under assumptions. Most of us don't like to get that clarity because it could be, one, we don't want to hear what they have to say. It's not going to go our way. Or two, it's going to change what we have to do. Most of us don't like to change. Okay, I want to share a few things. I think this is something that I lived in a really, probably the most profound and significant relationship of my life. It taught me a lot. Let's say he was one of my teachers. As I would notice, I was performing to him. One, because I wanted to avoid his criticism. I didn't like it. Didn't feel good. And then I had this image of myself. I was like this piano player. And I was looking at my fingers, trying to get it just right. I didn't do that before him, but I sure did it in the relationship with him. So think about that piano player looking at their fingers, trying to get it just right, versus a piano player who trusts their fingers and just plays. Which one will sound smoother? Which one will carry you away in the music? You know the answer. Right? Because here's the issue is when we perform to a critical audience, whether it's a parent, a mentor, I've had those too, critical mentors, a partner or a friend, it inspires us to be better, to grow. But when it is causing hesitancy, when we are holding back ourselves and we are that piano player looking at our fingers, it is undermining your well-being. It's undermining your brilliance. Definitely is elbowing true self out of the way. So, healing the overachiever in you, I'd like you to ponder this question. And you can do it in any situation or relationship. What do you need right now? So, in your business, what do you need right now? Working with your clients, what do you need right now? Maybe you have a client who cancels last minute or is late and just continues to run on as if they started their session on time. What do you need right now? One of the things it's going to do is turn down those voices in your head that keep you overdoing, overstriving, overperforming in that area. Because your needs are valid. Your needs matter. And when you override your needs to please a person or a situation or circumstance, you're on the fast track to burnout. So, what do you need right now? And then communicate it. What's the risk? If you communicate it, they may say no. But if you communicate it, they may say yes. Those things that you're looking for in your life might be right there on the tip of your tongue. Imagine that. If you spoke up and you asked for what you need, whether it's with a client, whether it's with your a partner, a friend, your employer, what do you need? Oh, there's a really good chapter I just wrote for the new book, is thinking about your job as a relationship. Because it is. And both parties need to have their needs met, or you don't have happy people. All right. Okay, we'll start to wrap up now. I'd be so grateful if you would give a Google review. Not Google, sorry. review the podcast where you listen to it. It really does help for more people to get this. Hopefully it's supportive to you. Hopefully you've got value. And if so, let's spread the word. Let's share it so it gets in more ears and uplifts people's hearts and takes their power back from situations and their history so they can turn up powerfully as themselves. So much love, and remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. Bye for now.